Well, good morning and welcome. We are so glad that you came out to worship with us this morning. If you're in person, welcome. Thank you for coming out. A little rain, but not too bad this morning. And if you're watching online, thank you for joining us for our 11 o'clock service. We are so glad that you're with us today. If you're watching from home, this would be a great opportunity to get your communion supplies ready. I don't know what you use each week, but it's a great time to be creative, maybe. Think about what you'd like to use. In the room, we have our stuff set up for you in front of you, so you can use that at our communion time. And if you're in the room, just a reminder, masks are required at all times when you're in the building, and we also ask you to social distance 6 feet or more when you're talking before or after services. So thank you and welcome again. Speaking of in-person services, I want to let you know if you're there at home and you're watching, this is a great opportunity if you want to join us next week. Registration's open now. You can go ahead and sign up. Love to have you join us. We're getting to capacity a lot of weeks, so great opportunity if you come join us. But register, that would be really helpful. Same thing for those of you in the room. If you want to join us again next week, registration's open. Hey, speaking of registration, something we're really excited about, and that is Northeast Kids Plus starts again next week during the 9 a.m. service. So if you have children and you want to come to that, you can sign them up. Great opportunity for them to get back in and see their people and have fellowship together. So it's going to be really awesome. And that's going to start every week, starting next week during the 9 o'clock service again. Now, speaking of kids ministry, sorry, those of you at home, we got some feedback in there. Speaking of kids ministry, we do have a great opportunity in front of you. There's a handout that you can sign up. On the back side, there's a great little logo that says Relaunch. We're relaunching all of our ministries, and we need lots of people to help volunteer. You know, it's like launching a church. Have you ever been part of a church plant? That's kind of where we find ourselves today at Northeast. Like, we're relaunching things, and that means we need everybody to chip in and pull their weight and help out in whatever capacities God's wired you up. We would love to see you sign up and get connected. In the feed today, there's an online version of the handout in front of you guys here in the room. Now, if you guys are in the room, you can fill it out. There's a basket on the table as you leave. You can drop it in there. Somebody will be in contact with you this week on how you can connect. Now, beyond just children's ministry, there's a lot of great opportunities there, but there's other places where we need helpers. Celebrate Recovery, that's relaunching tomorrow night in here. Live worship is going to be awesome. We need people with worship and tech people doing their great work back there in the tech booth. Thank you, guys and gals. Appreciate you. There's all kinds of places to serve, but that's on the sheet in front of you. It's a white piece of paper. There's also an electronic version. You can go to northeastcc.com/serve if you're online, and you can get access to those. Last thing to put before you today, and that is a great opportunity to bring some healing to some people. Our Care Ministries and Grief Share Ministry is sponsoring something called Loss of a Spouse Seminar. It's a 2-hour seminar. It's going to be awesome. It's a great opportunity for people who have lost a spouse maybe within the last year or two. It's going to happen 2 Saturdays from now. That's March 13th from 10 a.m. to noon, 12:30. Actually, we decided to go to 12:30. 10 a.m. to 12:30. And want to get you to sign up, you can go to our upcoming events page to register. This is going to give some great opportunity. They watch a video and then there's some group discussion time. But basically, experts come in and talk about, and people who have lost a spouse give an opportunity to give a testimony. What happens in the weeks and the months after you lose a spouse? Things like, how do you deal with those surprise emotions when you're not expecting them? Or changing relationships, right? You have some new paradigms you have to navigate. Or how to handle loneliness. It's probably a big one that we all have to figure out when we lose a spouse. So, I want to encourage you, if it's you or someone you know has lost a spouse, tell them about this. And again, it's only 2 weeks from now, so get signed up today at our website. Time to just put before you every week like we do. It's if you want to help fund the mission to Northeast, the things we're doing, the direction we're going. Want to encourage you, you can sign up. You can do that online if you're watching. You guys have probably figured that already. There's a slide in front of you how to do that. If you're in the room, there's a box over there that you can put your anything you brought with you today, any gifts you want to share. It's a locking box. You can put it in there before you leave at the end of service. But before we worship together, I'm going to ask you to stand up and let's open with a word of prayer together. Even if you're at home, would you stand and let's pray together? Let's pray. Good morning, Jesus. Today, we gather here and we remember that your name is love. That's what we're going to learn about today. So thank you for that. And we also learn that in you there's this joy that triumphs over fear. And there's also your joy that wipes away the tears from our lives. and comforts us. Thank you. So this morning we fix our eyes on you, for you have overcome. And we stand now in awe of you, the one who breaks the chain of sin and death through your loving sacrifice. Thank you so much, Jesus. You alone are worthy.